That's it. Recording has started.
Done. Let's start. Greetings.
Good afternoon.
After the release of the video Suicide, the After-Death Fate, almost immediately we've received many questions from viewers about Kanduks. People are interested in how powerful they really are and how great their might is. We've talked about this many times and decided that it's better to see once than to hear 100 times. We agreed with our good friends and decided to conduct a certain experiment. The purpose of this experiment is to show how it is possible to kill a living creature at a distance by means of metaphysical abilities. In this case, the second part of our experiment will be how it is possible to resurrect a dead creature. That is something we've added for those who will be interested. Now, a few words about the conditions of conducting this experiment. The hosts kindly provided us with two animals. In this case, these are chickens. I'll now explain why. They even improvised with this aviary here. We were given the premises, and basically provided with all the conditions we need to conduct this experiment. I have Andrei with me, many of you know him. Our operator will be Andrei Mikhaelovich. He's the one who will do the work. Why have we chosen Andrei Mikhaelovich? Well, first of all, some of you know him personally. Many know him from previous experiments, in particular from the pyramid experiment, where he demonstrated his metaphysical abilities. This already speaks for itself. Well, in order, pardon, not to expose others, we are showing just one. Andrei will be behind the camera today. We'll endeavor to show and explain how interesting all this is. Just to make it clear, we are now at a distance of about 300 kilometers, well, as much as our capabilities allow, as far away as possible from Andrei Mikhaelovich. He doesn't know about the nature of experiment, he only knows that there will be an experiment. We will not show him either video communication or anything else. We will have remote communication with him by phone. We will inform him about the content of the experiment itself, about its purpose, and then we'll see what comes out of it. And I think we'll discuss it later. Please call Andrei.
One moment.
We would also like to note that we have one camera on purpose, so that there are no interruptions, anything like that, so that everyone could see for themselves what is happening.
All right, I'm switching to loudspeaker mode.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me, Andrei?
I can.
A tricky question. Tell me, please, do you prefer blondes or brunettes?
Blondes.
Blondes. Okay. Then I inform you, and at the same time, I'll tell our viewers that our experiment involves two hands, a dark one and a white one. Well, I understand that you are already happy about the chickens, huh? This will be your first experiment of such kind. Your goal and objective – to find us, to find two living objects near us, to choose exactly the one of light color and just to take its prana, and to kill it. But I'll say right away and warn you that you should stop its functions gently. Why? Because the next part will be to bring it back to life, that is, to resurrect the dead. Is the task clear in general?
Got it.
Okay, I'll explain now, hold on for now. It'll be interesting for you and I'll explain to people. Why exactly chickens? The thing is that carrying out experiments of this kind on people is unallowable. Of course, it would be best to take a primate, but sorry, our capabilities are very limited. We have to stay within our capabilities. We cannot conduct such an experiment publicly on large animals, for example, on a cow. Why? Because for a certain part of our audience, a cow is a sacred animal. A pig for a certain part of our participants and viewers is pretty dirty, while a bird, well, most people in the world, except perhaps some small groups like raw foodists or vegetarians who do not consume, everyone else eats poultry. Chickens are slaughtered rather cruelly, so in this case it will be done gently. It will be a natural death for it, and even more so. If Andrei really tries, then he... Right? Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you, yes.
Right, so if you really try, then you have to bring it back to life because we are curious to see. The hen will be subject to significant metaphysical impact. We have agreed with the owners that they will let it live if it survives after your work, so that it can produce offspring. It's a laying hen, in fact, and if it breeds, it will be interesting to see later. All right?
Yes, I got it.
That's it. Go ahead and connect. Look for us, look for your blonde, and start. Over and out. We'll call you later and share the results. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, guys, as a rule, this search is very fast, sometimes instantaneous, and turning off, of course. Well, to take prana and take life is not that difficult. So we will be watching now. There is contact already, but I would say it seems to be difficult. And this second one feels something, do you see? It feels that something has come. Well, animals are especially sensitive. I think he's in the process of locating it now. These are not pigs. It would be easier for him with them, but with chickens, it's a little bit more complicated. He's getting in already. There, he entered it. He's touching upon various receptors, picking over different zones of neurons. And this one, you see how worried it is? Show the chicken, not me. Let them see that it's real. He cannot figure out, apparently, which zone exactly. Well, that's... But there is no escape for it anymore. It feels him sitting in its head. Do you hear how it's breathing? Heavily. It doesn't understand what it is. It's like it is having a heart attack now. Chickens are not people, they experience it in their own way. Well, that's it. It's like a heart attack for a human. It's fading. Its breath is terribly heavy. The second one is extremely worrying. It is scared. And still, it feels the presence of a third force. It is trying to feed it. It's tough. Well, anyway, chickens really feel metaphysical manifestations, which is why they are often used by mages and all the others. You see, even from the behavior of the black chicken, how carefully it is walking, it feels that some kind of force has come. The force that is killing its friend. It is afraid, and at the same time, it is trying to feed, help, and take care of it. While this chicken is actually experiencing death from heart failure now. This is tough, wheezing, squeaking, very unpleasant, but... It's very unpleasant, guys, but such is life in reality. The same thing happens to people if a can-do comes to them. A person doesn't know what's happening. He feels like he's having a heart attack or something. Death of a human is really terrible. Even a chicken is sad to look at. And look how the second one is taking care of it. Show it. How well it feels this force. This is very unpleasant. It has chest pain now, feels dizzy, strength has left it, and it just doesn't understand what's going on. See, the death of even an animal, when vital force is taken away from it, it's unpleasant. It's just unpleasant. But what's striking is how caring the second chicken is. That's a tough way to die for a chicken. He's probably squeezing it softly, isn't he? Well, we've said that he would be resurrecting it, and so he is just cautious to avoid its heart ruptures. He is acting more through neurons, but it can be seen clearly by the way it behaves.
It's fading gradually. While the second hand behaves the same way as people who witnessed a person's death from a kanduk.
It's trying to help, but doesn't understand what it is, and it's experiencing terrible fear too. Well, it's a slow process. We are sorry, of course, dear friends, for exposing you all to this site, but we cannot stop recording. Everything has to be realistic. You have to see what's really happening. It's still getting up, still trying to resist. He's squeezing it slowly, of course, but there is already... It would be better if he just killed it already and that'd be it. Well, that's okay. An unpleasant sight, but let's keep watching. It's better if it's slow, but with the possibility of resurrecting it later. Actually, I didn't know that Andrei is such a sadist. We wanted to use pigs, right? They would also suffer in similar way, even more. It's a long process, of course. It is really having a heart attack. He's being careful. It's breathing so heavily.
He seems to have seized it already, but is afraid at the last step.
No, I think he's just squeezing it slowly. He's afraid, after all, it's small. He's afraid that there will be a rupture. In case of rupture, there will be no resurrection anymore.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So he's simply turning it off, but it's already empty. Even if he does nothing, it will die quickly. An hour, 2 hours or so. He's just doing it slowly now. Yes, you see, already, with its last bit of strength. A terrible experiment. Well, people too. They chop their heads off, cut their throats. A chicken experiences a huge amount of fear also. Let's hope that its memory is short and after the resurrection it will feel fine. The second one is simply taking care of it.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, hands do feel. They are really more sensitive. It's to people that metaphysics is unknown, whether it exists or not. Everything is because of consciousness. Chickens are not guided by consciousness and feel everything clearly. Top departure. Poor animal. If he had experience of working with birds, then maybe it would have been faster. Well, that's alright. That's what an experiment is for. Trying to stir it up, pushing it. It's falling asleep, though still twitching a little. Falling asleep, falling asleep, falling asleep, yet clinging to life. Even chickens cling to life, while people themselves open the gates before all sorts of evil spirits. Well, yes, this is really depressive. I certainly apologize for such an experiment, my friends, but it is necessary. Keep filming. It's even more terrible when a kanduk comes to a person. For some unknown reason, a person suffers a heart attack or a stroke, as they say afterwards. Or when we certainly apologize to our viewers for showing this kind of thing. But chickens die every day, in huge numbers and extremely painfully. Hard but real death. Metaphysics is a very powerful thing. People play with magic having no idea of what it is and what it leads to. That's how easily life can be taken. Be it from a little sparrow or a huge elephant, life is easy to take away. Poor animal. He's taken it, or what?
It seems he already has.
But he's still here. Still squeezing it, I believe. It's already gone. It's dead, but he's still here. Well, yes, no questions here. It's not breathing. I'm holding its chest. There is no breath at all. Bear with it. He understands that, unfortunately, we cannot do a cardiogram or an encephalogram so as to prove. But for those who understand that, here you are. I shut its beak and closed its nostrils. The poor animal is dead. I don't know how else to show that it has died. Well, the animal is definitely dead. I don't even know how else to show. Well, it is clearly a dead animal. Ah, by the way, do you know how we can show it? When an animal is asleep or the like, it still breathes. We can take a piece of paper or a bill. Do you have a bill?
Yes, I have money. Wait a second. Hold on.
Give me the smallest one, anything you can spare. Ah, here is hryvnia. Here you go, shoot. I'll step back so that... Well, as you can see, it has no breath. It's not moving. It really died. That is... Otherwise, there would have been breathing, there would have been movement. There, I'll put it on its tummy. Even flatten it like that. Poor animal. There. A chicken breathes more with its belly. But now let's hope that Andrei will resurrect it after all. By the way, here you go. I think it's enough. People are convinced that it is really lifeless. Our little predator. I'll nurse it a little. One should actually have respect for the dead. Poor thing. Okay, let it be. Call Andrei, please.
Wait a second.
Well, if you can see it, thank you.
I have turned the loudspeaker mode on.
Loudspeaker mode, good. Yeah, so that people can hear. It is already. I'm getting sleepy. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Well, let's put it this way. The object of the experiment has basically been deprived of life. We showed as best as we could that the poor thing is dead. Poor animal. That it is really dead. By all means, there, I'm even holding its chest. As they can see, there is no movement, nothing. Well, basically it's okay. Were there any difficulties?
Yes, a couple of moments. Yes, there were a few moments.
Which ones?
It was difficult to locate the object. Although afterwards, I had to figure it out for myself. You have another 24 objects near you.
Right. There is a chicken coop of the owners behind the wall. There are a couple of dozens there. Yes. We didn't tell you on purpose. Sorry, the experiment should be as complicated as possible. After all, it's not easy for a conductor to find a desired object among masses of people either, right? And he sometimes takes the lives of adults and children both at school and everywhere, when there are lots of other people around. Therefore, we must be, let's say, more objective and show the reality to people, not fiction. What else?
Well, of course, it would also be nice if you showed me a video or a picture of the object.
Well, a picture indeed. A picture is certainly good, or a video, but it would have been too easy, you should admit. Well, it's fine, you found it anyway.
There's also my personal, let's say, thing. I saw objects as vague blurs, and frankly speaking, it was quite difficult to determine the color. I spent a lot of time on that.
We saw that when you came, both objects immediately froze. Both the one involved in the experiment and the reference one. Apparently, you were trying to figure out which one, right?
Right.
By the blur. Well, here you just need a little more practice. It is clearly visible. Then it is well differentiated. Color rendering and everything else. It's just that the shape is unusual. It's, well, usually, as you are saying, as a blur. It surely doesn't look like a chicken, but at a little higher dimension everything looks different. That's normal. And how was it in general?
Well, let's just say in contrast to pigs, for instance, in birds, it was harder for me to find the neural group responsible for the heart function.
Ah, yeah. We saw it got a little jumpy. Apparently you were touching it little by little, going over the neurons.
Yes, for there was another task to perform resuscitation later on.
Absolutely right. Now you need to resurrect it. Here it is, really a dead animal. I don't know for how long we've been watching it already, showing people that there are no signs of life. It is really dead. Now your task is to bring it back to life.
Got it.
Resurrect it.
Okay, let's work.
All right, go ahead. Let's work. Thank you. Now let's see how long it will take him to perform the process of resurrection of this animal. It is dead. Really dead. Poor thing. Look at its eyes. They are dead. Of course we could use a flashlight, but this is not a human. I think he's about to locate it already. Poor baby. Really, the animal is dead. Let's wait. Let's watch. I think this process will also be... It shouldn't be too difficult for it. His goal and objective is to return prana, or as they say, life energy, and to activate it. At the moment he already knows which neural group and what. Hold on, I think it's starting. There's a breath, I believe. Yes, the process has begun. Look how it's breathing already. Do you see? And take note, it opened its eyes almost instantly. Animals come back to life very quickly. But chickens are really something interesting. Gee whiz! Look at it. Well, as you can see, the resurrection process is quite interesting. Of course, it is unlikely to understand anything now. But thank God, let's say it's not a clinical death for it. It was just a cessation. As you can see, it really was absolutely dead. Whereas now, as you can see, it's a fairly living creature. Well, a bit dazed, but thank God it's alive. So, what would I like to say about this matter? So joyful for it. Of course, a lot can be said. But as you could just see for yourselves, how truly great is the power of those who are engaged in metaphysics. They can easily take one's life. And believe me, there is no difference, be it a little bird or a huge elephant, not to mention a human. Life is taken instantaneously. It's like pouring water out of a glass. Therefore, it is better, of course, to be on the spiritual side than to be under the system's control and be subjected to such attacks. In fact, Kanduks and all sorts of evil spirits are able to get to a person only when he is open and when he wants it. As you could see in today's experiment, our operator Andrei, without using any video communication, while a video provides a very easy access, a picture, well, so that you understand, it's like a GPS. It gives the point literally within a millimeter, let alone a meter, meaning it is possible to instantaneously find a person, to learn everything about him, and it doesn't present any difficulty, especially for such non-humans as Kanduks. And given that nowadays many people use social media, exhibit their photos on the internet, photos of their relatives, loved ones, their children, and post themselves, well, it's not even a restaurant menu. It's like, you know, there's such a smorgasbord. Choose, take what you want, eat as much as you want. I would think about it, to be honest. But that's your business. People are free to choose what to accept and what not to accept. Of course, a lot may be said about this. I mean, about Kanduks and about all these phenomena. I think smart people will understand more. At any rate, it's a certain little lesson for everyone, how strong they can actually be. But the difference is that Geliars give back life, while Kanduks take it for themselves. Therefore, to hope for such an outcome as with this bird, which, let's say, has a chance because the owners promised us, as I've said before, that it will be given a chance to hatch nestlings, it is interesting. And for this chicken, it's live. It definitely won't be used for soup. So, whether what we did was good or bad for it, it's up to you to judge. But I don't see anything bad about it. As a matter of fact, it can be said we've saved it, really saved, that at least it won't get into soup. And now she's even a movie star. I think the owners will actually take good care of it. As far as metaphysics is concerned, as well as possibilities beyond the bounds and that which is on the invisible side of this world, we can talk about it for a long time. But, pardon us, now it's more like probably early morning rather than late night. And we still need to drive 300 kilometers and go to work in the morning. So don't judge anyone, just love each other. All the best to you, my friends. So, we carried out an experiment just now. But do you still have questions? What is life and what is death in actual fact? Have you started thinking about it? For example, what did you see? Did you see how death was coming and life was going away? Or maybe you saw how life came and death went away? Did you see in actual fact what is life and what is death? What do they look like? Your material consciousness, through your earthly eyes, only showed you that life and death are reactions of a material body, which lives and twitches. It shows that there is life, or that it freezes when it has died. Therefore, you didn't see the most important thing, what happens beyond the quantum limit. There, where the true reality begins and the illusion of this existence ends. Simply put, sorry, my friend, but you haven't seen the point. You have only seen what is happening in the play of shadows. But you haven't seen the true light, which begets this life, and thanks to which shadows exist too, which you saw with your earthly eyes. But the one who felt what was happening during this experiment, that is exactly you. The one who can gain life, eternal life. And that's the point. You are not eyes, you are not consciousness, you are personality. So, my friend, to live is better, much better than to be dead in the world of shadows. And it is true.